What's up, Alfonso Nation? Alfonso Peterman here, and welcome to another video. That's right. In this video, I wanted to talk about something that I felt was really important, and that I've actually gotten a couple of people reach out to me and asking me questions about this. And I'm sure you've already read the title. And in this video, I want to talk about how can someone become a successful Transformers YouTuber. Now, this applies to anybody who wants to be a YouTuber in general, but I'm putting a focus on Transformers because obviously that's what my channel is about. But I've received a couple of messages from a few people who really wanted to know, hey, how do I get started? How do I do this? How do I, start making videos on YouTube? And I just feel like I really should talk about this, and instead of just responding to these people directly, I should make a video and have everyone, basically hear from me and hear about my experience. Now, I just want to say before I get started, I don't know everything. I don't know it all. I have been on YouTube for 9 years. I've learned a lot over the years. I've done such incredible progress, and I'm proud of myself and the people that follow me, and just basically the channel and the growth in general, but I don't claim to know it all. But I will give you guys what I do know. I will tell you the information that I've gathered, the stuff that I've learned over the years, so that hopefully you don't make the same mistakes and you don't basically do the things you shouldn't. And hopefully this is a helpful guide to anybody who wants to start making videos on YouTube, whether it be for Transformers or it be for just anything you want to do. One thing I want to say, just as a disclaimer, YouTube is not easy, but it's also not impossible. There are tons, just absolutely tons of people that are creating content on YouTube. Some are in the lower subscriber range, some are in the higher subscriber range, and some are in the astronomical subscriber range. I mean, there is just a wide variety of creators on YouTube from every genre that you can possibly think of. And so that basically tells you that if all these people are doing it, it is most definitely possible for you to do it. But I'm sure if you're new, you're probably like, well then how? How do I start? I don't know what to do, where to start. I don't have the right camera. I don't know much about YouTube. I don't understand how the algorithm works, and I'm a little intimidated to be in front of the camera. I'm going to talk about this in this video, and hopefully what I say will help you guys start a YouTube channel, or even for those who already have a YouTube channel but you're wanting to grow. So this is 5 points that I want to give you guys about how to basically become a successful YouTuber. The first point I gotta say is, before you even get any camera equipment, before you do anything, know exactly what you want to do and plan for it. Especially in the Transformers community, there's like so many things under this niche that you can do. There's so many subcategories of Transformers that you can focus on. There's toy hunts like what I do. There's animations like Johnny Flash and Ozro. There's figure reviews like Prime vs. Prime or Vault Matrix, or there's stop motions like Drip Shots and TFI Creations. There's movie development updates like The Raging Nation, or fan-made trailer content like Marlin Fan 1995. There is legitimately so much you can do under the title Transformers, and those are just to name a few. So I think what you should probably do before you even start is know precisely what do you want to focus on, what do you want to start out doing. And it doesn't mean that whatever you plan on doing at first, it doesn't mean you can't change as you go. It's okay to evolve, it's okay to be different, to do different things rather, but at least starting out, know what you are going to do starting out. That's number one. Number two is start to network. Reach out to creators. Reach out to people who already are doing what you want to do. Reach out to those that are where you want to be. This can definitely help you a lot, especially if you don't know what to do and you have a ton of questions and you don't really have anybody in your inner circle to ask these questions to. Reach out to people in the community. Reach out to YouTubers, content creators. I've had a ton of people reach out to me. I've reached out to some people that are higher than me, starting out, and you can do the same. Don't be shy. You have to be ambitious. You have to be confident. You have to say, okay, if I'm gonna learn this, I need to reach out to some people who can maybe help me, give me some tips and give me some tricks that'll help me starting out. You have to take that initiative. You gotta take that leap of faith. You gotta do something. If you just sit around and you're thinking about, wait, how am I gonna do this, how am I gonna do that, but you don't take the steps to actually learn, you'll keep yourself in a place that you're not gonna grow. It's important to reach out to other people in the community who are creating, and it's even better to find someone who is currently where you wanna be. I'll give you guys an example. When I started out making YouTube videos, I reached out to Alex Yu, the Raging Nation. And even to this day, he is, subscriber-wise, where I want to be. My #1 goal is 100,000 subscribers, and he is where I want to be. And so I reached out to him, I talked to him, I made friends with him. And I'm so glad I did. He's such a great guy. He has such a great personality. You really make friends through this process. It's not just about your platform. It's also about just growing relationships and building relationships with people across the world. It's an incredible experience. Alex has been very helpful. I just love working with him. And he's not the only one. I've reached out to Octobotamus and other people in the community. Do that. Please reach out. Please network. If you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. I'll do the best I can to respond to you. I've helped people before, and I'll continue to help as much as I can. Number 3 is an important step. It's a very technical step. It might be a very boring step, but it's one of the most critical steps because you're going to be using these skills you learn in this step as you go. And that is take the time to properly launch your channel. And what I mean by that is you have to learn YouTube. You know, you gotta learn how to upload, you know, you gotta learn how to edit, right? You gotta learn how to create thumbnails. You gotta learn how to promote your content once it's all ready to go. You have to learn how to do all the technical stuff, right? Learn about YouTube and their community guidelines and what you can and cannot put out, and learn how to monetize your videos once you have you know, enough views and enough traffic coming through. This can be a very frustrating period, I understand, because it's a lot of technical stuff, it's a lot of like things you have to remember to do and a lot of learning, but you're gonna use this as you go. So if you ever become an expert in this stuff, or if you ever become big, you're gonna always be making thumbnails, you're gonna always be editing, you're gonna always have to remember, oh wait, I can't say this or I can't do this because of the guidelines, right? So what you learn in this step is critical, because what you learn is what you're going to continuously apply throughout your YouTube career. So this, it might be a boring step, but it is one of the most necessary steps to make sure that you know what you're doing. That was my biggest mistake. I wish somebody would have told me that when I started out. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I completely had to learn everything myself. I don't even think I looked up like tutorials. I literally just like winged it. And if you want to do that, you can, but if you want to structure your launch, being more effective in this is a lot better than being you know, just an amateur in this. You have to learn. It's not much to learn. It's not difficult stuff. You'll get it. You'll get used to it. I mean, you'll catch on. But you have to take that step to initially learn. Number 4 is probably one of the things that a lot of people are probably the most afraid of. And that is just press record. Just record. I think people really overthink YouTube, especially if you're starting out. You want to make this Casey Neistat type video, PewDiePie type video, and you're a starter, you know? So I think it's important for us to remember, hey, you know what? I'm just starting. I just need to press record, and I just need to wing it. Because, I mean, honestly, it's not going to be perfect starting out. My first video was a complete and utter flop. It is just not the best video.
I'll be talking about Transformers Dark of the Moon, the movie. It was a good movie. It was an awesome movie. And I just think that, you know, what he did was good.
I was so embarrassed of my first video on YouTube that I think a couple years into it, I deleted the video. And I kind of regret it now because I would want you guys to know where I came from, but I still have the video, I have the file, and looking back, man, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was talking about. But I just pressed record. I just tried. And it wasn't the greatest, but I learned as I went. It was the starting point. You have to start. Even if you don't have all the camera equipment, you don't need all this fancy camera stuff, all this fancy equipment. I'm gonna show you guys something right now that I kept over the years. This is a decade-year-old camera I'm about to show you. This is my first camera. My first camera on YouTube, right here. You're about to see it. This is it. This is what I recorded my first YouTube video on. It is, I don't even know what brand this is. I don't even see a brand. I would record my videos on this little tiny little webcam. It had to literally like manually turn the notch to focus it, and it had a little light. And this broke, but I would tape it because I wanted to use it. And it had a auxiliary port and it had a USB port. This is my first YouTube video. Right here, recorded in this, from this little thing. And I'm gonna show you, yeah, I did upgrade it to this. I upgraded to another webcam as I went. And this is my very first computer I've ever owned. This is an E-Machines. Like, I don't even see them make computers like this anymore. This is what I started out making YouTube videos on. This is my first laptop. And all I had was Windows Movie Maker. That's it. I didn't have Sony Vegas, I didn't have Adobe Premiere or Final Cut. I had a free software. This is really dirty. This is dirty. But this is my ancient laptop that I've always used. I've made little stop motions in this, and I edited my first video on this. You don't need the best equipment. You are going to get that in time. Learn to just press record. And I also want to say, have fun. You know, this is a celebratory moment. You're making your first step towards being successful on YouTube, your first step to grow. Have fun, enjoy it. It won't be the best, no, it won't be perfect, but it's your first step. I would be very, very proud to make my first video. So, yeah, have fun with it. And the fifth point, I saved the biggest point for last. I saved the absolute biggest point for last. You talk to any YouTuber in any niche, in any topic, and they're gonna tell you the same thing. The biggest thing is consistency. I had to learn that the most brutal hard way. If I had been consistent over the years like I am in 2019 and 2018, I would probably be at 100,000 subscribers, I'll be honest. But there's a lot of points throughout my YouTube career where I would just be very complacent. I would let months go by before uploading a video, or I wouldn't really put much time or effort into making the video high quality. And looking back, I do regret it, but I've learned from it. And recently I decided to apply myself. I said, you know what? I'm gonna pump out these toy hunts, I'm gonna pump out these unboxings, I'm gonna pump out all this extra content, I'm gonna make new series, I'm gonna grow. And I grew astronomically. How do you go from 7,000 to 13,000 before the half of a year? Like, within a half of a year. To me, that's unheard of. Especially for something like what I do, Transformers. Such a targeted niche. So, the biggest thing, keep going, keep making videos. And this is why my fifth point ties in with my first point, which is know what you want to do, right? Well, that's why I say that, because you have to find your passion. You gotta find what you like, because you're gonna have to keep doing this. You gotta keep being consistent. So if you're not really doing what you like or what you really want to do, but you have to be consistent, it's gonna be much more difficult. But if you're doing what you're passionate about, if you're doing what you love, it won't be a problem to be consistent. And when you come across technical difficulties, or you accidentally delete an entire video, or if something bad happens, or you lose your gear, or whatever roadblocks stand in your path as you go towards your goal, you're gonna be much more willing to continue to push through it, to persevere, to be more consistent, because you like what you do. So my fifth point ties into my first point. Know what you want to do, network with other YouTubers, spend the time to properly launch, just press record, and be consistent. I think these are important points, and I think that anybody who follows this pattern, follows this guideline, will most definitely find themselves growing on YouTube. And there's so much money to be made. I mean, I don't recommend starting out YouTube wanting to make money. I only started making money like in 2017, and it wasn't much. I'm making more now than I ever did, but I didn't start out, like my first 6 years, I wasn't making anything. It was pure hobby. So please don't start out trying to make bank, right? Like make some Jake Paul money. It won't happen that way. But if you grow your platform and you really increase your reach, you'll find yourself doing sponsorships, you'll find yourself reviewing figures for companies, you'll find yourself going on travel trips for companies, you'll find yourself literally making money. And it's a job. You get paid for doing what you love. Hopefully you found some value in this video and you got something from it. That's all I really want to make this video for, is to basically help you guys. If you guys want to reach out to me, do so. You know, people have done it before and I've tried my best to help them out. Reach out to me on Twitter or on Instagram, or email me at thealfonsonation@gmail.com. Whatever you got, just, you know, reach out. And if I have the time, if I see it, and if I'm able to truly help, I will. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.